Hi, I'm Lily. Today I'm going to read you a story. Africa goes to school. Reading it to level 3B. Africa goes to school. Okay, let's read it. Africa goes to school. Strange things were happening in Tula's village in Eastern Africa. Although the village looked the same as it had for hundreds of years, houses were round mud huts with a pointed roof made of dry grass. Close by were the fields where women tended the family's corn and sweet potatoes. In the evening, families gathered around the fire in their huts and smoked driftily, lazily up through the grass roof. The village looked the same as it always had, but it was the same. Tula, who was an old man, knew this. When Tula was a boy, he took the cows and goats out to pasture. He girded them carefully all day and brought them home at dusk. At night, he listened to the stories of wise old men so that he might learn the secrets of becoming a man of his tribe. But now the village had its own school. It did not yet have a schoolhouse, but it had a teacher and a large blackboard, which stood under a tree. With the little sticks, the teacher made white marks on the blackboard. The boys had sticks that made black marks on white paper. After the boys went to school, Tula noticed that they did not listen to the stories of old men about the ways of the tribe. Tula's grandson Joseph used to listen to his stories eagerly. Tula liked to tell him of days when he had defended the village from the cow thieves, the Maasai. Tula wanted Joseph to know what to do if the Maasai came again. One day, Joseph said, "The Maasai will not come again." "No," Tula boasted, "because they fear us." "No," Joseph said, "because cattle raised are against our law. The Maasai have not come in many years. Things have changed. Now, instead of listening to Tula's stories, Joseph brought the paper that told that what was happening everywhere in the world and read stories to Tula and the other men. The stories were not the least bit interesting. They were about cures of people Tula did not know, and about places named Moscow, and Berlin, and New York. Just once read a story about doctors who took the heart out of one person and put it into another. Tula was deeply shocked. "What sages," he said. "Even the Maasai would not do a thing like that." Joseph shook his head. "They are not really sages," he said. "They have ideas about what is right and wrong, just as we do." The strange things happening in Tula's village were happening all over Africa. For hundreds of years, most Africans have lived in villages like Tula's, where nothing ever changed very much. The village was like a large family, boys of the same age all thought of themselves as brothers. If bad luck came to any family, the whole village helped it. No one went homeless or hungry. Cures were settled by the elders. The young people listened to the older ones, and the older ones taught the young ones the ways of the village. This way was good. These ways were good as long as Africans wanted to live as simply farmers or cattle raisers or food gatherers. But now many Africans wanted to live like the people of Europe, America, and Japan. They did not want to make their clothes with their own hands and grow just enough to eat. They did not want to live in one-room huts that they had built themselves. They wanted to have houses with many rooms and windows and electric lights. But how were young Africans to have ordered things? Their fathers could not teach them how to build a house with many rooms, or a skyscraper made of glass and concrete, or a bridge that hung from cables. How were they to learn all these things? Schools were springing up everywhere, but not fast enough. Young Africans were finding that they must study and learn in any way they could, even if it meant living in their villages for many years and staying in a strange country. Africa has many different kinds of people. Some, like the Tusai, are very tall. Some, like Fujis, seldom grow taller than 5 feet. Most Africans have dark hair and eyes, but some have lighter coloring. Some Rifts, for instance, have reddish or blondish hair and light eyes. Some Africans speak French or English, and some speak languages that they have never been written down. Many Africans live in modern cities and go to work in offices or shops wearing business suits and shirts and ties. Others dress in beautiful woven cotton robes, and in very hot countries, some wear almost nothing. But even though they are so different from one another, most Africans want to learn new ways. Their school may be a modern university or a blackboard under a tree. Their teacher may be a famous professor or a village boy who has just learned to read and write. But today, almost all of Africa is at school.